So when did you get here the first time?
So I got here in the middle of May, and I stayed with some friends for a week from Australia, and then started summer workouts end of May.
What have these workouts been like for you? Similar to what you did in Australia?
So we got put on a program, sort of a college program.
At Prokick, right?
At Prokick, yeah. So they are similar. Obviously, being in a different environment with different coaches and stuff like that, it is different, but yeah, it's pretty similar. So.
You mentioned to me a minute ago the heat.
Yeah, it's...
You've got that week here. Was that your first time in America?
First time in America, yeah.
What was that like for your adjustment?
It was pretty crazy. Obviously being jet lagged as well, it was pretty tough. But yeah, no, it's 35 degrees every day, so it's very hot to what I'm used to.
What's the adjustment been like off the field, like with the meetings and the diets and the workouts and stuff? Has that been different for you?
Absolutely. Like, it's a very professional environment, and you've got to be on top of your stuff. So in Australia, like, obviously very different environment, not as professional. Here's like everything's scheduled, everything's on time. So it's been great so far.
U of H's last two punters, Dane Roy,
yes, sir.
Lane Wilkins, Prokick guys.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a relationship with them? Have they helped you out?
So Lane reached out to me once I got my scholarship, and we spoke through things. And then I actually went and met up with Dane Roy because he lives an hour away from me. So I spoke with him for a few hours. And he's been great for me, just giving me little bits of advice. Obviously the game's changed a lot since he's been in it, but it's good to hear from Lane and Dane of what their time was like, and just pick their brains on stuff that I wanted to know. So
your recruitment's a little different than what these guys go through. You pretty much get told we need a guy for Houston, and they assign you, or you kind of agree to go there. Is that how it works?
That's how it works. Yeah. So it is a very different process. Like, I didn't go to high school here or anything. So it's sort of they sort of look at what fits me well, and I thought Houston was the best option for me. So here I am. So with all the Aussie rules, a lot of what I do is about hitting a point. So like, I'm always kicking to someone. So it's very and when you punt, like, location is very important here. So I feel like I have a good advantage of control over the ball, and I can pin teams deep. So I feel like that's a very big asset for me.
Lane and Dane both told me it was a process to understand the American game. Yeah. And is that the same thing for you, or do you understand the game? Or are you kind of learning it as you go through this?
Obviously football is a big game. There's a lot to learn. And Coach Crozel, our special teams coach, has been unreal on like teaching me everything day to day, and making sure that I know this stuff inside out from when we start games. So like they said, it is a process, and I'm working through it.
Your snapper, is it Jacob Garza?
Yes, sir.
What is your relationship and chemistry like with him?
Yeah, so as soon as I got here, Jake has been very, very good with me. Always willing to snap for me, always willing to help, always wants to know what he can do to help me. He flings that thing back quick. So that's something that I've had to get used to really fast, and I have, and I'm absolutely loving it. He's a great guy, and we get on really well. So,
what are you working on? What is it that you're trying to get better at before this season starts?
Just everything. Like, obviously, get off is a big thing in college football. Getting the ball off quick. That's something that I'm always working on. There's always things that I'm different punts, like rollout, spirals, one-step punts, like working on just about everything. So, and you can always get better. Like, you're never fully going to master it. So, if I have that approach with everything, then I'll be fine.
Are you more of a traditional punter, or are you going to roll a little bit?
I'm actually not quite sure. I think it just depends on the game scenario and what coach wants. But I feel like I'm a more traditional spiral punter, and I do roll out fairly well. So it's just based on the scenario and up to coach.